presentation is on media's effect on women. The question I will be answering today is, how does the media affect women? I will be making connections both to the real world as well as to the stimulus packet. The articles I will be making connections to are Alice Through the Looking Glass and Attitudes Toward Muslim Women in the West. To provide some historical background, women have always been viewed as secondary or inferior to men. In America, only after the addition of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution in 1920 were women finally enfranchised and given the same rights and responsibilities of citizenship as were granted to men before. Around the world, women's rights are still very limited. In Saudi Arabia, women were not allowed to drive until September of 2017. This shows how men were deemed as more important in society and were given more value. Gender discrimination in the workplace. According to the American Association of University Women, women make up the majority of the US population. However, only 30% are scientists and engineers. This conforms with the societal stereotype of that intelligence resides mostly in men rather than in women. Women make up only 15% of executive officers, 8% of top earners, and a mere 5% of Fortune 500 CEOs. Globally, the women labor rate has decreased from 52.4% to 49.6% from 1995 to 2015. Women earn 77% of what men do. This is called the global wage gap. The average woman earns $11,000, while men earn $21,000. The increase of sexualization causes an increase in the urge and normalcy for rape and harassment in the workplace. According to the US Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, 1 in 4 American women face sexual harassment in the workplace. This creates a hostile work environment, causing unproductivity and causes the company to lose millions of dollars. The media shows women as they cannot do as much work as men can. This connects with the article, Alice Through the Looking Glass, when Alice mentions, "I was watching the local boys getting in sticks for the bonfire." This shows how while Alice was inside at home doing the normal jobs that women do, such as taking care of their children, or in this case, her cat, she watches the men do the work that she wants to do. This shows how women do the less work, get less pay, and cannot keep up with the men. This chart on the left shows the gender wage gap, while the chart on the right shows how women barely maintain the higher positions in their careers. Body image. According to the Wesleyan University, a study conducted there showed that 52% of ads showed women as sex objects. The women that appeared in male magazines were objectified 76% of the time. The increase in sexualization caused by this increases harassment and decreases their self-esteem and causes a negative body image as these girls are forced to compare themselves to the unrealistic body expectations set aside for them. The average American woman is 5'4" and weighs 144 pounds, while the average American model is 5'10" and weighs a mere 110 pounds. The increase of beauty contests as portrayed by the television and mass media causes these women to be judged and rated rather than to be cared about. A study conducted in 2006 by Stanford showed that 96% of girls with eating disorders gained new weight loss techniques from social media. These children are at risk with more exposure to media messages and less exposure to messages from their supportive adults. The media messages actually encourage these disorders rather than prevent them. This needs to stop. The image on the left shows a before and after of the magazine cover featuring Jennifer Lawrence. After, her stomach is tightened, her breasts are plumped, and her waist is curved to further sexualize herself. She appears as a toy in the store. The more appealing she is to look at from the outside, the more you want to buy and to use her, further showing these women as objects. The image on the right shows the spread legs movie posters. This fragments the body into sexual parts, taking away from the woman's individuality and her humanness, making them appear as objects to just look and ogle at rather than to care about. In developing countries, in the Western world, most people view Arabs as docile and oppressed. Actually, the Arab women are strong and independent leaders. They don't need savings. They're the ones doing the savings. The symbol of a burqa or a veil is a symbol of oppression, as most people view it as. They feel pity for this traditional garment and feel as though the Arab women are forced to wear this. However, according to the Muslim Woman article by Lucad, these women actually like the burqas and view them as a portable seclusion from the strange men walking around in their society. In developing countries, there are still very, very limited rights granted and freedoms granted to women. According to Conditions of Women in Developed and Developing Countries by Cohen, in some African countries such as Kenya, Ghana, and Zambia, women lose land once they are widowed, as land is viewed as property or right only gathered to men. In Guatemala, men and husbands are the representative of the household. This shows how society is biased and dependent on men rather than on women. In conclusion, women are viewed as weak and portrayed as not equal to men by media. They're shown as objects by the broadcasting of mass media and are displayed as having less important roles in society. My solutions that I will be presenting today are to create diverse female characters in entertainment, to implement laws for equal pay, and to start intervention programs for awareness campaigns for the equality that is necessary for men and women, and elect more women into politics, as these women can and should hold higher governmental positions, as these women need their voices to be heard. However, with all solutions, there are limitations, of course. The increase in wage and pay for women will cause higher taxes on the citizens. People who follow traditional beliefs will not want to change their beliefs and mindsets and will not want to conform with society's reforms and will not want to see women become equal to men. The implications presented by these solutions are that this will cause more equal opportunities for men and females. Events such as the Women's March will cause these women to have their voices heard and their opinions expressed. Movements such as the Me Too movement are furthered by social media platforms where these women feel emotional connections and can feel relations to these other women who have gone through the same experiences such as sexual harassment as they have as well. Here are my works cited. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Let me ask you 2 questions. How did you select the strategies you used to gather information or conduct the research, and were they effective?
To gather my credible sources, I mostly looked for studies conducted by official universities or organizations such as UNICEF. I used them for most of my evidence that showed how women were seen as less important than in society and had less career choices.
Okay. And how does your conclusion respond to any of the research or sources you examined?
My conclusion had many solutions, and one of the solutions was the equal pay. And I feel as though this would cause the woman to would have more career choices. And this connects back to my Alice Through the Looking Glass article, and as well as the awareness campaigns. This would cause the woman to have more political representation as in connection to the Muslim Woman article as well. Thank you.
All right.